All right. Welcome to Talking with Famous People. I'm your host Zachary. We have your host Tony, and we have our famous person David. So I
Hey man.
presume, I presume you and Tony are already acquainted.
Yeah, we knew each other.
Okay, I'll put this out there right on the get go. I am super excited because, okay, you know what? I'm super excited. Just take that in, and then later on throughout the discussion, you guys will see why I'm excited. Hopefully, okay. And I had another guest. I tried to get another guest that would have made things even more exciting, but he can't make it. So right now we're just gonna settle for very exciting as opposed to extremely exciting. Okay, so we'll do I think a lightning round of Zach trying to guess David's type. Okay.
All right. So
Okay. How about
I
this?
gave him my access. I gave him access to my Facebook just now. No,
I haven't
it's
looked at it
over.
yet. So we're good. We're still good. Um, okay. So you're a
And keep
dilemma.
in mind, no, Zach, make it a lightning round. So it's do make it a lightning round as opposed to slow and steady.
Okay. Um, Do you pay more attention to your current surroundings or your past experiences?
Current surroundings.
Um,
It's gonna be tough.
I can't
It's
think of
gonna
any
be
questions.
tough.
I'm so bad at inquiring
Ask him
questions.
about interests, his interests.
What are your interests?
My interests. Besides everything, my interests. I guess in a way, I'm interested in philosophy. I'm interested in uh, education, personal development, health, nutrition. Um,
What schools of philosophy do you resonate with the most?
Schools of philosophy. Well, there's one in particular. It's Integral School of Philosophy. I'm not sure if you heard of it from Ken Wilber, but that's pretty comprehensive. Otherwise, Hegel, Nietzsche. I don't know. I just read people. I guess I'm not too deep into it, into philosophy. Like I don't know it in and out, but I do enjoy reading different ideas of
Nietzsche. So
philosophy.
so I guess you have an interest in like existentialist philosophy.
Yeah. Actually, these days, particularly Marcus Aurelius, the Stoicism stuff.
Oh
So a little bit more.
yes, his meditations. That's very
Oh,
interesting writings.
yeah, a little. Well, I don't even know what you call that kind of philosophy. Well, I guess like normal people idea of philosophy, like for everyday living, that kind of
It's like
thing.
it
But I
is
do
kind of
like,
like stoicism, I would say. Because I mean,
yeah,
he never thought it would be published, right? Like he never thought those were just his personal writings. You know, it was
yeah.
almost like a dialogue with himself, and he never
Mhm.
expected it to be published. But yeah, I'd say it's pretty in line with stoicism. Yeah, very good. If anyone's watching and wants to get a delve into stoicism, then Marcus Aurelius' Meditations is a very good place to start. Um,
Read that shit. You
read
could
that
even have it
shit.
on a as a podcast. Let's say, while you're about to fall asleep, just leave it playing. Read it over and over again. Like that stuff should resonate with you, with anybody, partially or entirely.
At least particular aspects of it, yeah. At least some
Yeah.
aspects will be resonated with. Um,
If not immediately, then eventually.
do you have any artistic interests?
Yes, I like to draw. I like to say, I'm not really good at these things yet, but I like to draw. I like music. Um, I used to play piano for a while, which I didn't like. I was forced into it for like 10 years. That's a different story for another time. And I love design and looking at the appreciating the design of things, even business things like the way people design book covers, advertising, that kind of stuff, particularly.
So that kind of ties in with psychology then,
Yeah,
advertising, right?
yeah, psychology I like as well. Very interesting. I like studying cognitive biases, studying psychology of personal change, habits. Mm, I like ideas, so I'm not gonna say it explicitly, but yeah,
You like ideas. You're an idealist.
yeah.
Um,
Well,
what kind of music are you interested in specifically? What kind of music are you into? What genres and
And
forms?
mm,
why you're interested in it.
these days I don't actually listen to a lot of music. I prefer silence. Um, but in terms of music, I can't really say that I like any particular music at this point. I'm not really crazy about about any band or any style of music. So I'd say not really. I'm not really crazy about listening to music.
Okay, say you're going to go on an air balloon, hot air balloon ride. I'm stealing this from
Whoa.
Tony. Going on a hot air balloon ride. Okay. Now, on upon the entering of said hot air balloon, you open up one of the uh, drawers nearby, and you find the schematics of the hot air balloon and how exactly it operates and whatnot. Uh,
Mhm.
do you find that it's do you have any particular interest in that? Do you think it's useful, or is it just do you think that you would be interested in it personally, or does it really matter to your experience at hand?
So I'm looking at the blueprints of the air balloon.
Or no, or you just kind of like you notice that you found the schematics, the blueprints and whatnot. And it's like, oh hey, or do you think you have an interest in them, or do you just like, oh well, I mean, I'm not building a hot air balloon or anything. Like it's just throwing back in there, whatever. It's cool, but
Yeah.
or do you
I
have a
think I
personal
think I
interest in
would
it?
be better. I'd say like, hey, what's up going on here? But I'm on a fucking air balloon, in the midair, so I'd probably enjoy that a lot more. There's a lot of other time when I could be looking at the design.
Right.
So I'd
Let
say
me rephrase that question. Let's say
yeah.
you come across um, a very comprehensive yet digestible instruction manual, right? Not just instruction manual, but just let's say a good textbook based on let's say aeroplanes, right? And physics that relate to airplanes, such as aerodynamics and whatnot.
Yeah.
Would you be only interested in this book if you had the intention of applying if you were about to immediately, let's say, build a project based on airplanes, or would you also just find the knowledge based on that book also interesting with its potential to be used in the future?
Mm, I would say at this point, can you say that again, real quick?
Yeah. So even if you come across a book of knowledge, this book of knowledge has a lot of potential to be used in the future. Are you more the type naturally to be interested in it, even though you're not gonna immediately apply this knowledge, or would you be only interested in it if you're about to immediately apply that knowledge with your hands?
Right. I'd be interested. I wouldn't read it. I'd just be interested in knowing what would be inside. That would
Okay, Zach.
be.
Just guess. I want to get this going. I want to
I
do
wouldn't read it. I wouldn't read it. I'd maybe skim it,
Are you
right?
an
Maybe like
ISTP?
ISTP. No.
Hmm.
Would you, Zach? I mean, like, if he's into philosophy, do you think? Not saying that ISTPs are not into philosophy or that they can't be into philosophy, but would you say that ISTPs are more likely to be in philosophy compared to, let's say, another type?
An INTP?
There we
INTP.
go. Fucking
Hey.
Oh
got it.
really?
Okay, now let's get the INTP discussion going because that's what I just wanna. I fucking love INTPs, man. Like I want brainiacs collaborating
All
with
right, David.
brainiacs.
Okay,
I'm talking about ideas. If I'm saying I like ideas, it's kind of it's
David.
pretty it's
Yeah,
pretty
I don't know. That just kind of flew over his head. I think Zach. You need more
Okay,
coffee.
you're in a
yeah.
scenario. Okay, there are two
All
pieces
right.
of land connected by a bridge, and there's a river
Yeah.
underneath the bridge. Okay, now on the right piece of land, that's where all of the food source is for all the villagers on both sides. Right?
Sure.
Well,
Yeah.
Suddenly, the bridge collapses. Just spontaneously combusts. They don't know. It's some paranormal shit. And in its place, a troll appears. Okay? And now he has this dogma of the troll tax. Now, if you the people on the other side need food. They need to eat to survive. You can, but if you take food to the other side on a boat, the troll demands 10% of that food as tax. But if
Hmm.
you don't have any food with you, then he doesn't demand anything. He'll let you pass. He'll let you pass only if you pay the food tax if you have food on you. So he knows if you have food on you. But no food, you can pass. If you pay the tax, you won't have enough food to feed everyone. How do you approach the situation?
If I pay the food, if I bring the food with me, I won't have enough to feed everyone.
If you pay his tax, the troll tax, every
Okay.
time
Yeah.
that you go across the river with the food and he demands the tax, you won't have enough
Yeah.
ultimately to feed all of the villagers by the time the bridge is fixed. See what I'm
Sure.
saying? So how do you approach the situation? Give me your mental processes of how. What's the first thing you're interested in?
That's the first thing I'm interested in. First thing
You
is
question.
what the two options are, what all my options are, right? So first you're telling me that if uh, my op and what the outcome, what the objective actually is. So is the what am I trying to do here? Am I trying to feed everyone? Is that what I'm trying to do?
You're monarch of the village. They look up to your leader. You can do whatever the fuck you want. Okay, both villages are connected under your political system, and that you are over. You're
Okay,
governing.
so I'm free to choose whatever I want to
You're
do.
free to choose the consequences of anything. Nothing.
Oh.
It's up to you.
Now, I would like to add a little caveat here. Within both villages, there are people that you care about.
Within both villages, there's people I care about. Okay, because I was about to just go down and talk to the troll. That's the first thing that came to my mind.
Hey, negotiate with them.
Learning what? No, just like learning what's up with the troll. I never seen a troll before in my life. So I'm like,
This is true. In this hypothetical situation, you're coming across an entire creature that you don't know how it operates. It has such a strange dogma. So I don't blame you for being curious, at least with the troll itself. Um,
here's like, what the hell? What the hell's
Inquire
going
more about
on?
the nature of this
the
being.
troll,
Yeah,
The
exactly.
troll.
What exactly is
Um,
this troll doing here? What does he want exactly? Is the food really the core of what he wants? What does he want from us exactly?
yeah.
yeah, is it just want attention or
Well,
affection?
let's
Okay, so
examine this
let's say
supernatural phenomena that ruined our bridge, and where did this troll come from? Was he there before? Was he there? Did he come out of the explosion? What happened? Let's inquire more about this.
you start
Yeah.
questioning reality itself to
Exactly.
the point where you don't
To what
know.
extent can we define the troll as an actual entity existing in this material plane? Does he exist in the abstract, or is he a literal being? Are we really paying anything a tax? Where's the money going? Where's the food going to, rather? Are we throwing the food in the fucking river? Or have we all gone delusional? Is there something wrong with our society, David?
Is this a real life or is this reality?
A troll.
All
Okay,
right, go back,
so
go back. How do you deal with the
yeah,
situation?
yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
so you want to identify all the options you have, right? That's what we
yeah.
said.
The troll is just a mechanism to
Well, no, your objective. Your objective, I think.
Yeah, the first thing is I got to know what my objective is, right? What I'm actually trying to do, what
So,
the outcome is.
so you should set an
So
okay,
objective.
so
if I don't have
yeah.
that, I don't even know what I'm doing. Like I don't even know what the hell I'm doing. So curiosity becomes my first default. What is this troll?
I like the fact that I'm gonna make the immediate observation that David's not making any big assumptions. He's not making large presuppositions. I think most people would kind of hear this type of problem and they're like, okay, well, there's two villages and there's food, so they got to eat, I suppose. But David is, I think, approaching this from
What if their individual lives were completely integral to the operation of the society? Each individual, we have a society of sorts where each individual has a job that they must perform, and that if
Mhm.
one of them were to pass, no one would be there to replace that part, and it would eventually dismantle the entire system. So
Okay.
people got to eat.
And
So the objective
yeah,
would
people
be
have to eat.
to
Okay.
eat.
And I
So
gotta
let's
feed them somehow, right?
somehow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Can we eat
So
this
like,
troll first of all?
So
Our troll is edible.
it depends. You don't know yet. You don't know yet. Who knows? Maybe so. Maybe so.
You know, and is this troll consuming resources that we could be using? Is it is it in this is this ditch? You know, is there a river flowing through it? And what are all the dynamics of that? What's actually going on here with the
There's a
troll?
this
river,
is
and
good.
then but he isn't. You don't see him anywhere unless you begin to cross the river with food. If you begin to cross the river and you have food on you, he manifests and he
Okay.
demands no passing. You know, until
Shall not
you must pay the
pass.
food tax. But if you have no food on you, go right ahead. You pay. He if you don't have any no, if you don't have any food on you, he doesn't manifest at all.
Hmm. If there's no food on me, whoa. All right.
But he
I mean,
manifests as a as a being. So he does exist in actuality when he manifests. He is a so it is possible that he may be edible.
okay. So I got obviously if my outcome is to feed people, then and then I've got to find the obstacles of exactly the rules of what's going on, right? So okay, troll appears. Um, is it just when I'm passing, or is it when other people are passing? And
Let's say it's
how
just
do
when
you
you're
know?
passing. Just when you're passing.
Okay, then that's pretty simple, in my opinion, of how to do that. I mean, I don't really have to go further than that. I just get someone else to, just send an email over there, and they'll just drone it over or whatever, right?
Wait, man.
Problem
Huh?
solved.
Just PayPal some funds over, and they'll just send a drone with all the resources just to fly it over city to city.
Okay, okay, I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
How about you could deceive? Or this is like what I thought of during all of this, and I was hoping we'd take it this route just so I could say this hilarious shit. But we should obviously you gotta let's do Tony's idea. Tony's idea was to grab a militant of sorts and go and you kill the troll, right? And so you harvest his parts and you're trying to see if he's edible. But every member of the society is integral to its system. So
Yeah.
who's the only person that they can survive without? You. You gotta test it. So you test it. It's poisonous. You die, and the political system becomes a syndicalist of sorts, of group of union workers, and they control the society.
I'll be back. One.
Never one.
Yeah, yeah. Man, that got very imaginative. Okay, we explored a lot of options there, but I was laughing partially because David also explored the option of eating the troll itself, which
Yes.
David, I would like you to know.
I didn't even consider
The
that when
first
I first was like,
the first time I asked that question, the first time I faced that question about this whole troll two bridges
Yeah.
scenario, I totally explored the idea of chopping off the troll, feeding it to itself to see if it's edible and not poisonous. Hopefully we can get.
I would
some-
actually be really interested in what's going on with the troll, actually, how it actually manifests, because that's some pretty interesting technology right there, And if
Yeah.
you could use that, then transporting goods and transporting resources would be kind of easy with that kind of troll technology.
yeah, exactly. Well, yeah. So I think we
We need
should
to put-
grab the militant and then capture him, right? Oh, but then he'll disappear though. How can we deal with that? What if he disappears? We capture him in the net and then he just poofs.
What did you make that? Did you establish that that rule, that law?
Not necessarily, no. But we
We gotta
Then-
find all the rules of what's going on. In what context?
what if we do that though and we fail and he does that and then now he starts demanding 30% of our food because we fucked him over. We tried to fuck him over. Then we've made things
Well,
worse.
okay.
We have made things way worse. Then we kill him.
I think it's
Then we kill him.
it's apparent to me that this scenario is becoming dramatically flawed as every second passes by.
Honestly, the first thing that came to mind was I thought it was gonna be like a trolley problem, typical philosophy kind of thing. You know what I'm talking about?
Well, it kind of is.
It is the-
That's how I
It is a
answered
trolley
it.
problem.
That's how
it
I
really
answered
is
it. Yeah,
a trolley
just-
problem. I think
I-
we just had a little fun with that.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
Zach solved it in a logical manner. It's like anytime someone needs to eat, they just
Yeah, you just go
across the
over,
bridge,
you go
and
over one, like you go over, and then bring back the people who need to eat. They eat, and you take them back over. Boom. So
yeah.
I guess that's the boring solution. That's the
Yeah.
Yeah.
boring
Troll is really
solution.
interesting, though. Like actually figuring out what the hell's going on with the troll.
Yeah. What kind of
Troll.
what kind of
I mean, the
supernatural
fact that you
phenomenon
brought
is
in
this exactly?
PayPal and drones, I mean, we could use Bitcoin too. Like I think when you mentioned the term troll and the term
What?
village,
Oh, we should have. What? Pigeon carriers. The pigeons will take the food across.
we got
Hot air,
drones though.
hot air balloons.
You still got the schematics from earlier. You pocketed that shit.
Exactly. Uh, it's like in the textbook of air balloons, it shows you how to overcome control problems.
Oh, this is a
Troubleshooting,
classic. This is a
troubleshooting.
classic issue we run into all the time. Here's a guy. All I have to do is this. Yeah, you just make this hot air balloon by sending it across. That's
You
all you have to
see,
do.
you see like a blueprint drawing of a troll on an air balloon. Just like,
Yeah. You see this guy. Here's what you do. Yeah. We've dealt with this motherfucker before.
Oh.
Asshole.
I
Complete
suppose you could just
asshole.
look up the YouTube tutorial for troll avoidance via hot air balloon technology.
I think
Yeah.
we need to establish an HR block of sorts to help us deal with the troll tax. That way we don't have to wait in line to pay the food tax.
Man, we're tying everything together here. Okay, now let's see here. Okay, so I think we're done fucking around with the troll situation. Let's move on to the next topic. Zach, why don't you stop the recording, and then we can kind of reset a little bit here now that we're warmed up socially and imaginatively.
All right, so this will be the end of the first part of the interview. Thanks for watching Talk with Things.